Welcome to the Writing Your Resume webinar. My name is Donna Schrader, and I'm glad that you've joined us today. We'll be sharing a lot of information that will not appear on the slides, so we suggest that you have paper and pen handy to take notes. First, we can help you by phone, email, or in person. You can make an appointment to discuss your documents. If you are a distance student, you might want to email your documents and schedule a phone appointment for a critique. Second, we want you to learn about how to write your resume, and we want you to learn about the resources available to you through the University Career Center. Third, we want you to learn about the document critique services offered at the TTU Career Center and learn about the resume critique days. I recommend that you begin with a blank Word document and create your own formatting. However, Optimal Resume, a service on our website that provides a great deal of information about resumes and the job search process, can be accessed and will give you good examples of formats that you can download and make your own. I urge you to be careful of templates from the internet or some other site. Templates have background formatting that is difficult to rearrange or change. Columns, text boxes, and tables can seem like a great idea when writing your resume, but they can be tricky when it's time to add information or rearrange sections to highlight what is most important for a particular position. Also, when you upload your resume to a website, it is probably being assessed by an applicant tracking system. These ATS systems will not recognize some formatting elements. There is another webinar that explains applicant tracking systems. It is important to have a balanced format, plenty of white space, and the most important information. Choose an easy-to-read font. Use all caps, small caps, lines, and bold to help draw the eye down the page and emphasize information that you want the prospective employer to pay attention to. Present your information in reverse chronological order, listing most recent activities first in every section. In the education section, present your most recent degree first. In the experience section, present your most recent job or experience first. Remember, you will have multiple versions of your resume, a basic one for uploading to applicant tracking system software, and perhaps a more creative version for handing out to people in your network and prospective employers. Starting with the first section, we recommend that you do not put your name and contact information in the header because it will look different from the rest of the text in the electronic file, and the ATS might not read the information in the headers and footers. You need to provide a phone number and an email address for the prospective employer. If you are graduating, you may want to include your TTU email and your personal email. If you are seeking an internship, I strongly recommend that you use your TTU email on the resume because that email establishes you as a student and eligible for internships. You can add a personal website link if it is strictly professional. Generally, those people who need to show examples of previous work will have a web portfolio. Add a link to your LinkedIn account, as long as you have provided more information on LinkedIn. If you only have a copy of your resume, then you won't score points for sending prospective employers to a site that doesn't give them additional information. You can add your current address, or you can add both current and permanent addresses. This may be necessary if you're in the middle of a move. Generally, however, you will only supply your current address. However, I have begun to recommend that you not include your physical address. For example, you would remove the house number, apartment number, and street name. List the city, state, and zip code, but do not put your physical address. I recommend this because most employers will no longer mail information to you. They will email or call. Also, having a physical address on a piece of paper that you send out without any assurance of privacy might be a safety issue. It is entirely your choice whether to include your physical address. Your next section, Education, includes the name of your degrees, dates of graduation, minors, and GPA if appropriate. I recommend that you align the dates with the right margin using the right tab feature and present this information in 1 or 2 lines, 3 at the most. Space on a resume is limited because you generally will only have 1 page to present your information and must get all the relevant details on that 1 page. So use your space wisely. Do not list all the time you were enrolled at Tech. List only the date of graduation. If you earned a degree from another college or university, add it to this section. If you have transfer credits that are equivalent to a minor in an area that you want employers to know about, include that in this section too. Use a phrase such as coursework toward business degree, ABC College, Los Angeles, California, and add the dates that you attended. The next section should be experience. When writing your resume, do not list just duties in your bullets. Bullet points can be up to 2 lines long, so think in terms of marketable skills that transfer to the job and what you want the prospective employer to know about you based on your experience. Start every bullet with a strong action verb and then explain the result or accomplishment. Please note that the education section comes before experience while you are completing your degree or if you are a recent graduate. Once you have established your career, education will be the last section of your resume. Now, let's discuss the information you provide in your bullets. Don't focus on duties. They aren't bad things, but they may not be relevant to your current goal. Instead, think about the skills you used and the purpose of what you did. Look at your experience with a fresh eye and identify the marketable skills. My colleague calls marketable skills suitcase skills. You pack them up and carry them with you to the next job. Any skill or ability that will go with you is a marketable skill, and you will want to emphasize that information in your bullets. Whenever possible, quantify your accomplishments. Numbers, dollar signs, and percentage signs draw the eye down the page. For example, you can discuss the number of donations you brought in. So a good bullet would say, assisted director in garnering donations in the amount of $45,000 for events benefiting children with cystic fibrosis. If you cannot quantify your accomplishments, qualify them. Show how what you did was good for the employer. Words like excellent, excellently, efficient, and efficiently are good qualifiers. Qualifying words will generally be adjectives like excellent or adverbs like excellently. If you are currently in a job, use present tense for the bullets that describe that position. For example, provide in-depth written reports on sales goals. Provide is present tense. If you are no longer in that position, use past tense for the bullets. For example, provided in-depth written reports on weekly sales goals. Provided is past tense. Again, don't list duties in the bullets. What did you do that will transfer to your current career goal? List accomplishments and achievements that will demonstrate your value to the prospective employer. Identify key words and skills the prospective employer wants by looking at many job descriptions for the type of jobs you are seeking. There are many ways to format the sections on your resume. Here are 2 possible ways to present your skills section. These are not the only ways to do it, but these are 2 good formats because they utilize white space and make it easy to read. As with all your information, identify what is most important to the prospective employer. Do not list information that is not relevant or skills that are out of date. Be careful of adding languages to your skills. This is definitely a place you want to qualify your abilities. Do not state that you are fluent in a language if you are not able to carry on a conversation easily in that language. Use phrases such as basic knowledge, read, write, and speak, conversational in. These types of phrases indicate an ability and willingness to learn, but do not overstate your abilities. Many employers will conduct an interview in a language that you state you are fluent in, so be careful. If the job requires a specific type of skill or knowledge, do not overstate your abilities. There are many ways to format a resume. There are an infinite number of ways to present your information. There is no one-size-fits-all resume, and there is no perfect format that is guaranteed to get you the job. These are possible sections you can add to your resume. Present the sections of the resume in the order that best presents your knowledge and skills. If you are a new graduate, you can put your education first and then experience if it is relevant. If your experience is not relevant, put academic projects after education. If you are seeking an internship or you just graduated, use academic projects to demonstrate knowledge that doesn't show up in your experience section. Give the project a name and put 2 or 3 bullet points with it, focusing on relevant knowledge and skills. Leadership experience is also a great way to show your management abilities and willingness to take on responsibility. You can present your volunteer experience just as you would paid experience, especially if it is relevant to your career goal. You can find keywords in the job description, company website, and industry websites or publications. Also, you may want to explore the job descriptions on ONET, www.onetonline.org. ONET is a government website that has a detailed job description of every job title the U.S. government recognizes. There is no need to mention a disability on a resume. Once you have the interview, you can decide when is the best time for you to disclose a disability. You can discuss your strategy for disclosing a disability with a University Career Center counselor or with a counselor from Student Disability Services. I recommend a 1-page resume, but you can have a more in-depth 2-page version that you use as a leave behind at the interview. Do not print your resume front and back. I never think to check the back of a page, and employers probably will not either. If you print front and back and they don't see the back page, they've missed out on half of your information. Remember to double and triple check for spelling and grammatical errors. We strongly urge you to make use of the University Career Center services as you write your resume and cover letter and begin your job search. We're located at 18th and Flint. Our front door faces 19th Street. But you can also access all of our services by phone, by email, and by Skype. We also want you to know about our drop-by resume critique days held each semester. You don't have to make an appointment, but it will be a 15-minute session. Or you can make an appointment by calling the number on the slide for a 30-minute or 1-hour appointment, 806-742-2210. Utilize the Higher Red Raiders job database to find jobs and information that employers have listed with the Career Center. These include internships and on and off-campus full-time and part-time jobs. Your instructor has also posted several links to services from the Career Center, including Optimal Resume. You'll want to make use of that. Thank you.